Wouldn't it be better if we could try and turn it around and say, look, if you import German manufacturer, if you import from green sources, we will give you a tax credit of XYZ if they can prove that they're from a green source. So then the German guy, I'm an importer, I'm the buyer. I then add that into my buying and change my habits from
Yeah.
the purchasing decision because there's a financial incentive to do so.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. And I think that's some of
Yeah,
the vision in place there, right? To actually
yeah,
get towards a system like that.
get to
Something
that. Yeah,
that is a personal thought of mine. So this is not anything official in any terms of regulation or
yeah,
policy.
yeah, yeah.
Going into to sort of your point, your vision there is something I always thought would be really interesting is, once you have, again, this relies heavily though on the accuracy of climate data.
Yeah.
But we have the ability now through the different toolkits made available in the Web3 ecosystems, and what you're seeing in parallel with all of this experimentation around the central bank digital currencies, to really integrate all of this to begin to automate those incentives, right? So what this could potentially look like in the future, and also could not, right? This is just an idea, but let's say if you're a farming's an easy example in agriculture, right? But it could be
Yeah.
anything. So don't pick apart this example too much. But let's say you're a farmer, and you can now
Yeah.
monitor the emissions associated to that location. Um, if your footprint's becoming greener and your emissions are turning down, that can automatically trigger some smart contracts that connect directly with the CBDC network. So if your emissions are coming down, automatically your lines of credit will increase and your interest rates will lower. And then exactly the other way around, there's a penalty as well, right? If your emissions are really increasing, then your lines of credit shrink and potentially get more basis points added on. And so you can have this automated scale in place that says, hey, for those people who are behaving better, we will directly make it in your financial benefit to do so versus if you're not. And that's just like a silly little example, but I think it's potentially somewhere where we could be heading in the future. I'm still sort of mixed myself on this sounds great the way I think of it, but again, it sort of starts to remind me of like Frankenstein at that point, right? It gets a little dicey, but so all to just say I think we're still early and there's a lot of innovation and pieces that will come into play over the coming years.